Welcome to Security Check. Today we have, this is a gameplay video, but not like a traditional gameplay video. We're not keen on Imperialdramon.
We are taking a look for the Mirage loop, Homer loop, MirageGaogamon loop, however you want to
Infinite Galaxy, or I've seen so many different names for this.
Yeah, it's a deck that when it starts looping, it will win the game because your opponent will not have turns anymore, basically.
Yeah.
Or they will have a turn that ends immediately.
Yeah.
Remember to like and subscribe, even if you don't like this kind of gameplay, and consider becoming a channel member to help us out. And let's see how this loop actually works, if you haven't seen it already. Some people who are watching this probably know how the loop works, but those who are still in the dark, get ready to see some absolutely mad gameplay.
Yeah, this is... The deck is not unbeatable, but you need to be faster than it.
Yeah, or you need to have certain certain cards that are like good against the loop.
Yeah. I think that like Imperialdramon, not Imperialdramon, Omnimon with the option, the Miraculous Mega Knight could be an answer if you have a Wargreymon on board or MetalGarurumon on board.
Yeah, but
when they try to remove it, you just go to Omnimon and screw their board.
Yeah, and this deck is like, you have already like 4 memory cheats on the board.
Yeah, you just spam trainings and memory boosts. You want to have the Cyan Go Tamer on board, and then you build the MirageGaogamon stack and play Homer. And then you start looping. Of course, your opponent needs to have a certain amount of cards in hand.
Yeah.
Like 8 is the minimum requirement. But for the loop, if they have memory setter, you need 2 MirageGaogamons, or they have 16 cards in hand. So it can be tricky, but as you can see, it's not super hard to get lots of memory in this deck.
Lunamon is one of the like key pieces, of course, here, as are the also the Gaogamon that gives you memory when you evolve to it. And
Lunamon and Gaogamon are needed to the loop, as is both of the Tamers and MirageGaogamon.
Yeah, and then you also need the Gaomon, the level 3 Gaomon.
Yeah, true.
But we will. Spoiler, we will see how this deck works.
Yeah, you already saw the thumbnail, and this is... We just want to share how the loop works, and maybe like...
Yeah, so here's Homer, and he will play a level 3 Digimon.
Then you can gain the 1 memory and tap Homer to put 1 level 4 or lower
Digimon under there, and then you put the Gaomon, and then you somehow now try to end the turn with your opponent at 1 memory.
Yeah, there's many ways to do that, because the Gaogamon can just evolve on top of the Lunamon, and then you can put the Lunamon under.
Yeah.
Or the Gaomon under Lunamon.
Then start of your opponent's turn, you play the Gaomon from under Lunamon. You make both players draw a card. MirageGaogamon gives you memory, and then Gaomon returns to your hand.
At the end of your opponent's turn.
Yeah, and then Lunamon returns to hand.
Start of main phase.
Yeah.
And then you just need to play Lunamon, activate Homer, put the Gaomon under there, and just choke your opponent to 1. Or if they have like 12 cards in hand, you can choke them to 2.
Yeah, so it gets easier and easier the longer you do the loop.
Yeah, and because start of or the end of the loop, you always make your opponent draw, so they will have more and more cards in hand.
Because they don't actually like draw
for the turn.
Yeah, because start of turn is before drawing cards and stuff like that. So it's kind of a wacky interaction, and it really feels bad to be on the other side of this loop, because you're like, okay, here I am. And
basically, you can just scoop when the loop starts.
Yeah.
If you don't have like Biting Crush set up or
yeah, and in this situation where like technically It's even like usually you do the loop so that you have Ancient Garurumon as the ending piece where you can just every turn you can return one of your opponent's security to hand, and then you need to just attack once with
because your Ancient Garurumon activates when your Lunamon bounces back to your hand start of main phase. So then your opponent draws their security to hand. MirageGaogamon activates again. In my build, I'm playing only one Ancient Garurumon, so that could be like bumped up to 2. Paladin mode could be a thing if you like don't find your pieces early, you could just recycle your own deck.
Yeah, and there have been different builds with some different pieces also. Like I saw build that played the level 5 Varusydramon, the double colored Varusydramon, because it has inherit all turns when you play a Digimon gain 1 memory, so it makes actually your loop easier because you can give your opponent like 1 memory more than usually and you can still loop.
Yeah.
So.
And then you could play like the Crescentmon, the EX5 level 5 for the deck. Actually, for the like Lunamon deck, it can evolve for 1 if there is enough sources, so it's really efficient. Here
we're just like doing everything.
Yeah.
Basically, this is like, of course, you can go through your whole deck and like search every card you would ever want, basically.
Yeah.
And here you can even like just like play the Zudomons and get rid of the only big Digimon there was that can technically like blast Digivolve into something that could maybe do something. So it's like.
Yeah, it's like a foolproof plan if you remove all of their bodies and then you have 3 MirageGaogamons on field, and if you have the Ancient Garurumon on field, you don't have to attack. And sometimes you just swing for the only time you swing for the game.
Yeah.
And
but also you can play basically all of your Digimon to the field at some point, and so you can just, if you want, you can just like little by little just like swing to your opponent's security, especially if you have a good idea what your opponent can have in the security, because you can then like make these bulletproof plans to like, even if I attack into some kind of security bomb, I will not like stop looping because I have these certain things already on board.
Yeah, and you can like make sure that you won't stop looping because like go to 10 memory from looping, and then you're like, okay, I have 3 MirageGaogamons. 1 has jamming and I swing with it, it does not die. Okay, I swing with 1 with Suramon under it. Okay, overflow -3. Oh no, I'm still at 7 memory. Then I can just stop attacking and start looping again and build a bigger board if I need.
Yeah, but that was the Mirage Galaxy Homer loop.
Yeah, here's the deck list. This is not made by me. This is I'm not sure if this is made by him, but one of our Finnish players. A really great one, actually.
Yeah, multiple European finals, tops and other good results. He's one of the most consistently good players we have here.
Yeah, so shout out Sampo for the list. Or I don't know if he made the list, but
he shared his list at least some points.
This is just that deck list.
Yeah.
As I said, you could like run another Ancient Garurumon. You could cut 1 Ukkomon or the Davis if you want, because the Davis is not like mandatory. It's 1 search more, but it can bottom deck your tamers, which can be really annoying at sometimes. But of course, it's much easier to start your loop from 3 memory than from 1 memory. So, but it's only a one-off. Yeah. And then your level 5s could be something else than just Hongkongmons and Sudomons. The Varusydramon is a great one.
And even if Varusydramon has 4 evolve cost, this deck cheats so much memory.
Yeah.
It's not like super important.
Yeah, and you have trainings and...
Yeah.
And does it plays Digimon under.
Yeah, it has basically the same when Digivolving as Huangunmon.
Yeah.
And on play, I think it's both on play and when Digivolving. It's basically the same as Huangunmon, except it can also play purple Digimons, but it doesn't matter here.
Yeah. And then the Crescentmon is a fine addition also. Tsudomon Ace is one that I would keep at 4 because, well, it's 4 play cost removal. And you can easily just play Tsudomon, go to Mirage, and maybe even start looping because of something of that. So this is a very interesting deck, and I kind of love the ingenuity, like how people come up with these things, but having basically infinite turns in Digimon is such a feel bad moment because it's like it goes against everything the game is about with the memory Gauge. Yeah, the memory system. Like this
it's just the memory system is indeed a concept for this deck. It's like so it's my memory and there's no other side on the cards. It's like I have this side and it's mine, and then there's your side, but it's actually mine.
Yeah, I take it back. But infinite loops should not exist in this game, in my opinion. Of course, it can be hard to set up these, but
maybe something like, I guess some infinite loop technically on your own turn could be if you can actually make something that goes infinite on your own turn,
like the Imperialdramon Dimension Scissor combo.
Something like that is like super specific and it can go infinite on your own turn. Maybe those are like fine-ish,
but not like these that you can steal the turn infinitely.
Yeah, it's like you don't have one infinite turn, you have literally infinite turns.
The game is yours.
Yeah, there's like, we should have my turn, your turn, my turn, your turn. Now it's just like your turn, your turn, your turn, your turn.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, I'm here sitting behind this, like watching how you just play the game.
Yeah.
And there's like Mirage, and then like the Homer makes the combo possible. But Homer is not a good card.
Yeah.
Like it's just like it does that one specific thing you want it to do, and then you have these 2 stupid cards, MirageGaogamon and the Sayo and Koh Tamer.
Yeah.
Because I don't, for the love of everything, I don't understand why Sayo and Koh is start of your opponent's turn. Like, what's the technical difference between that and being end of your turn?
There would not be infinite loops at all in Digimon if that was like end of your turn.
Yep, and it's like, why? Why Bandai? Why? And it's really like, Bandai needs to be super careful when printing start of your opponent's turn effects going forward. Because if you can do something at the start of your opponent's turn when like almost nothing has happened, that's super like scary that it can break the game.
They should be, start of your opponent's turn effect should be like punishments for you. Almost like Gravity Crashes. Start of your opponent's turn, lose 2 memory.
Yeah, something like that. Or maybe, well, it's not start of opponent's turn, but like basically the Black War Greymon X was kinda like...
Yeah, the reboot, and when something unsuspends, blow up something and flash something and something.
Yeah, but so those are like, I guess those are fine-ish, but you need to be super careful with those.
Yeah.
And maybe even better would be that they happen like at the start of your opponent's main phase or something like that. So there are actually...
This would not be a problem if it was start of your opponent's main phase, because then they would have their memory setter and maybe some more tamers that gain you memory and...
Yeah, and it's like, because if it's start of your opponent, or like if effects are start of your opponent's main phase, there's actually some things that have already happened on your opponent's turn.
Yeah.
And now the only things that can happen are memory setter setting the memory to 3 or other start of your turn, like tamers doing something.
Yeah, but those are
they're like
rare.
They're like memory setter and
BT5.
Yeah, and then there's the original Mirage start of your turn. So it's like they are so few and far between that your opponent having the ability to do something at the start of your turn gets like really easy.
Yeah. But all that said, if you enjoy playing these kind of decks, take this build and win like regionals with it. Maybe Bandai will notice it and maybe they will ban it.
Who knows?
Yeah, I would just in this point I would just errata and go to be just end of your turn.
Maybe. I would just want to get rid of MirageGaogamon, but that's just me.
Yeah, but like addition to that, because the Cyan Go will be abused again when we have something that can be looped.
Basically, yeah. And I think at this point it's too, like, they already made that like pair banning thing where you can't play Sayanko and certain other cards together.
Yeah.
And I think that is not like enough at this point because as long as Sayanko is around, we are going to get these stupid loops at some point because Bandai will not go through their cards and be like, this actually works with the loop.
Yeah, they should just errata it and be fine with that and maybe limit MirageGaogamon. But yeah, this was the video today. Tell us, have you played against this? Have you played this deck? Do you enjoy this kind of deck? And
do you think it should get just like limited banned out of existence?
Yeah. Remember to like and subscribe, consider becoming a channel member, and we will see you at the next video. Bye!